Welcome in MacGyver Engineering. Today, little bit of computer science. I will show you my recently acquired Kobo ebook reader. It's nothing new. I found it in a recycle bin, so it cannot be anything new. Um, it was locked, it didn't work. I will show you briefly later how I fixed that. And yeah, I show you how I use it because probably I'm not using it like the most people would do. Um, yeah, let's get down to the device. So this is a Kobo Glow HD. It is a paper device. That means it is very good in reading in the good light conditions. Although this one has a backlight as well. Um, the thing is that I'm not a great fan of reading books, but I like to learn languages, and in this case this device is really perfect for that. First of all, you can choose the book of your choice, and if you install a proper dictionary, you can have the translation of this word right under your tips. The only thing is there is no good Greek dictionary out there. But wait a minute, isn't that Greek dictionary? No, actually this is a Dutch English dictionary. Nevertheless, you have translation from Greek. So what you need to do is to find a proper dictionary, make it into a proper format, and replace the file in the device of any officially supported dictionary with your file. In this case, I first installed the Dutch English dictionary, and in the next step, I replaced that file in the SD card of this device. And I also needed to update the record of the database. You need to forgive me that noise. It's cicadas are, normal thing in Cyprus. So I found this dictionary very effective. It is quite comprehensive database of words. It's about 80,000 words. Although sometimes I come across words that are basically unexisting in the dictionary, although this doesn't happen too often. As you can see, even the longer words are showing up quite easily. Let's choose something that would not be in this dictionary. This is what you would normally see if you use some other dictionary. Okay, I guess enough of the introduction. Let's get down to business.
Okay, so where do we start with? First of all, we need the source of our words. So I took them from Dictionary, which is dictionary online with extra resources regarding the language. You can find it in the appendices. And here we have about 80,000 Greek words. Not every language has it categorized in the same way. For example, in Korean appendices, you have only 5,800 words, but of course, it's a different language, different character set, so you need to extract the information the way applicable for this language. I go back to Greek. Of course, in the category appendices, there are also other sources, but we are only interested in words in that case. So we go to the first 10,000 words. Here is the list. I start with selecting the words and clicking end to go down to the end of the page and basically selecting all 10,000 of them. Now I copy that to my memory buffer, and the next thing we need is the text editor. I'm using Vim because Vim is the best. Here I'm clicking I to insert, and I simply paste the content of the memory buffer. Yeah, it didn't went through, so I need to paste it again. Yeah, and it will take a little while, so I will short this video a little bit because, as you can see, it progresses. Yeah. Now we have all 10,000 of them, and in this place we need to run a regular expression to get rid of unwanted text in the line. Here I'm selecting any character which is followed by a digit, and then followed by any character in, any number of characters up to the end of the line, and this will select everything that starts from this place over here, and then there is some digits, and I also include the any other character because there are some pluses. I don't know if there are any other characters. I'm not interested in preserving anything, so I basically substitute everything for nothing. So when I hit enter, it's gone. We have 10,000 substitutions, so that means all lines were edited correctly. Now I select the entire text again, and here I need to hit double quotation mark and the plus sign and Y in order to yank this entire text into the clipboard, the system clipboard. With that, we go to a spreadsheet, Google spreadsheet online, and here we need to create one cell with a Google Translate function in it. This is what I have written. You can find this function over here. And the way how it works is basically you have first of all, a function which takes three variables. One is the input text, and the input language and output language. In this place, we are for input text, we are using the source cell, which is the neighboring cell of it. In my case, it's A1. And then you have the input language. There are different codes for different languages, so you need to find out which one is yours. And then, yeah, just a second. I think I got lost a little bit. Let's delete it. Yeah, and I have A1, Hellenic, and English. And this is all it needs. Right now, I need to simply paste the text into this cell next to it, and it will get translated automatically by Google. Right now, because we have 10,000 of those, as you can see, about 10,000, we need to also apply the same function to the entire column. We can do it by simply double clicking on this little square in the corner while we are selecting the cell. This will basically apply the same function to the entire column. It will take a while because every single word needs to be queried to the Google servers, and it has to retrieve the translation, and it will take a while. Here you have a progress bar, so it will it will take a while. But sooner or later you will start to see the translations appear, as we have over here. Of course, Greek language does not have 80,000 words, separate words of it. All that additional words comes from, the conjugations and the bendings of the words and the a lot of scientific terms that basically, I think they gathered all that collection by applying some internet robots that basically search through the internet. Of course, all that translations, they come out of the context. So depending on your context, maybe this or other translation will not be applicable, but that's the your part at it. Unfortunately, there is no perfect dictionary that would give you the, the, yeah, you get what I mean. You need a context to get the right interpretation of it, not just translation. So yeah, with this done, uh, what we need next is to take this entire document, and we need to export it into the comma separated values file, and this will, you download the file to your hard drive, and with this comma separated value file, we can now proceed towards creating our dictionary. So here, I'm just showing the example, so I don't really go through the entire process as it's supposed to be, but well, at least you get some tips. Now you have to find this simple program, which is Penelope. It's on the GitHub, and yeah, you can get all the sources, and you can compile it for yourself. This is basically a dictionary converter. It takes a number of different formats of dictionaries, and it can translate it into another format. I'm using Kobo, so this is what I'm going to be interested in. But of course, if you are using a different reader, you can translate it to your own. There are some terms regarding your particular reader. So yeah, go on with all that lecture as you want. It's very simple to install, very simple to download. Everything is open source, and yeah, that's it. There are some dependencies if you are using some specific reader and it requires a specific format. So this is also new to find out all the details. But once you have it installed, the usage is quite straightforward. You just need to query a certain command line where you select your input language, output language, input format, output format, and yeah, it also can accept multiple input files, and then it will combine them into one single large dictionary of your choice. So I'm going to the download catalog when I have all my download files, and here I can basically start the command line and insert the file that I just simply downloaded. And of course, when I was preparing my dictionary, I made multiple files, and I basically put into them all 10,000 words that I pulled down from the Wiktionary. And here I'm just, for example, will run the conversion of that single file that I just downloaded. Here I'm using the J flag for selecting the comma separated values to determine the input format. Next thing is what was the P? Output format, yeah. And this is my dictionary that format that I need. Okay, I could edit it a little bit better. Yeah, the input language, the output language. I don't think these flags mean much in here because I think they will only be used into creation the proper name for the dictionary. There is no other reason for that. There is no other control over the validity of if it's really English or Greek. And I put the name of it, but it doesn't matter what name I put. The the file that was created is named with their naming convention, which is used in kobo. So that's it. Now when I have the file, I can proceed to installing it on my reader. And how I'm going to do that is basically you need to connect your reader to your PC, but instead opening the Calibre or your ebook program, I'm going into the file system. Of course, you need to make sure that you have all the hidden files shown, because you need to access the dot catalog, which is hidden normally. And here we are interested in two files. One of this is the Kobo Reader SQLite, which is the database which helps the device to handle and be more aware what it's using. And the other this is the Kobo catalog .kobo, where in the folder dictionary dict you can find all these dictionaries. Now what you need to do is to take this translated file. In my situation that would be this one, and you simply need to bring it to this Kobo dict catalog and place it over there, and you need to rename it so it would replace a file already existing in this catalog. So first of all, you need to install on your Kobo device some sort of dictionary that you are not really interested in. In this case, I installed the Germany, and I replaced the German dictionary with my dictionary by naming it Deutschland English. And that's it. Next thing that I want to show you is how to update the database, because now you need to go to the catalog of Kobo Reader and .kobo, and in this catalog I need to edit the Kobo Reader SQLite document. So I'm using SQLite browser, but you can also, there is even SQLite editors for Chrome, so it's not a problem to access the database. Now, there is one thing I want to show you before we will go to editing this file. I will show you how I unlocked this reader. As I mentioned before, it was locked when I found it and it couldn't connect to the internet, but just by going into the table of user, in the in the second row, I basically inserted into every single cell, which basically allowed the Kobo to boot normally, because it wouldn't boot without that. And that's it. I'm not connecting to the internet. I'm not downloading any thing from the internet. Everything has to be done through the software. Now, if you go to the table dictionary, you need now to edit the Deutschland English row over here, because the file is a little bit different. So originally this Deutsch English dictionary is a little bit smaller, and for Kobo to work properly, it has to know what is the size of the file. So basically you need to go to the file and check its properties, and you need to copy the size on disk, the size of the file itself. You take this value, you copy it, and you basically bring it to this cell which refers to Deutschland English dictionary, Deutsch English, Deutschland. Once you do that, you basically write the changes and you exit from the database editor. And in this moment, you disconnect your device, eject it, and reboot.
One thing worth mentioning is that there are also other methods, although I didn't found them effective. One of those methods is to, if you go to the language list that you could possibly add, you can create new records over here. And I did one, Greek to English, and I also included exactly the same file. It's 1.1 mega. And I updated the database. I created a new record in the database, and I also updated the settings file in the device with new localities. Unfortunately, this didn't really took any effect. If we edit, yeah. So this is what we get over here. I'm not really sure. I know that you can do it. There are some tutorials on the internet that will show you how to do it. Nevertheless, I didn't really make it to work. And since the previous method works quite fine, I just gave up on researching any others. I don't need 20 different dictionaries and at the same time, so I have nothing against replacing German with Greek. And in the case when I would just need the German, I will remove the file and it will work just fine with German dictionary. So that's it. I hope this video was helpful for at least one of you. And yeah, more videos coming soon.